Hello, hello. Welcome to Sentir para Sanar or Feeling to Heal, as is in English. We're gonna have a very special guest that I haven't. He hasn't been in my podcast in I think more than a year, because even when we've been working together for long with Scalar Energy and Tesla Energy. I'm so happy today that he's in my podcast. And I'm talking about Tom Paladino. Tom Paladino is a researcher of Tesla energy or scalar energy. And that's what we're going to talk today. We're going to talk about scalar energy and Tesla energy. Is it the same thing? Is it a different thing? What is the relationship with scalar energy and Nikola Tesla? So let's welcome to Tom Paladino. Tom Paladino is from his lab in Florida. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you, Patricia. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Such an honor to have you here in my podcast today. And, I've been talking about Scalar Life for 2 or 3 years since I met you. And I feel so proud. And I think it's such a privilege that I've been experienced the effect of the scalar energy. But today we're going to talk like, like from the very beginning. Um, because we say scalar energy and people say also Tesla energy.
Mhm.
So what is it? What these two names have to be with each other?
Mm. It's a new science, so we call it whatever we can understand it by. Tesla energy, scalar energy, some people call it 0 point energy. We're referring to the same type of energy. It's the energy of the sun and the stars. So if you like Tesla energy, call it Tesla energy. If you like scalar energy, call it scalar energy. We're not bound by convention, at least not yet.
So it's
What's
the same.
it's
Tesla
a,
energy, scalar energy is the same thing.
that's correct. That's
Okay.
correct. What's the point? It's a different energy than that of electricity. We're not working with electricity anymore. It's a much more subtle energy. It's an energy that has infinite capability and it's free. It's from the sun and the stars. This is free energy. This is why to me, it's so exciting. We're going to be able to use free energy and change the world with this free, safe, clean energy.
Well, Nikola Tesla used to say this like 100 years ago, and they say he was crazy, that he was out of his mind, that he was, and now already 100 years has happened, and I still see people that it's saying that it's insane, that that is not possible to get to that point. And I've seen your work. You have done a lot with this energy. So can you tell us about the improvement you have experienced with Tesla energy
Yeah.
in this regard?
I utilize Tesla energy and I've constructed engineered instruments that control it. And when you do that, you're working in a different dimension. It's no longer the electromagnetic dimension. It's a scalar energy dimension. Here's Tesla using one of his scalar energy instruments. He can illuminate a light bulb in his hand. So this energy,
100 years ago.
yes, this energy from the sun and the stars can be used without wires. And you can see Tesla simply holding a light bulb and it's illuminating under the influence of radiant energy, as he called it, or scalar energy. So what's the point? You don't need to build a power plant. You don't need to build an expensive power plant. The stars are the power plant. So consider what I'm saying. In the future, it will be very inexpensive and very easy to generate power, or at least to control power. It's already there. It's from the stars.
But
So
he used to build a big tower where he was doing his experiments. So you
yes,
think that tower, we don't need to get to that point anymore. How things have changed in terms of the
Tesla,
energy.
Tesla started with very towers, as you put it appropriately. They were 150 feet tall. But later in his life, he miniaturized everything. He could work within his apartment room. So we're looking at a tower in Colorado Springs, and it's surmounted by a copper ball. That copper ball will, if you will, collect the scalar energy. It's a capacitor. Well, Tesla moved, that was in Colorado Springs in 1899 in Colorado. Later, Tesla moved back to New York City, and later in his life, he was working out of his apartment because he could miniaturize that tower into a working model within a room, an indoor room. So what started in Colorado Springs as a massive tower, that must have been expensive to build, he was able to miniaturize.
So the other tower we have, which is
That's
this
That's Wardenclyffe Tower in
tower.
Long Island. And that was erected approximately 1904. And as the experiment had it, he was able to broadcast that energy from this tower in Long Island and illuminate objects. And people within the vicinity said that they could actually feel that power from that tower. Those are eyewitness reports. Now, that likewise is a very expensive tower. I can't afford that. If you look at that, it's probably 150 feet tall. Well, what's the point? The point is that is the first working model to capture scalar energy. And he did it. He was very, very successful. Now we have to reinvent that. That tower that we see in Wardenclyffe, we have to reinvent that. Here's Tesla. That's actually a double exposure photograph. Tesla is by one of his Tesla coils. And we could see, and that's a double exposure. But you could see how massive some of these equipment, that apparatus is probably 25 feet tall. The key element here is that Tesla was able to control not only electricity, but later in his life, scalar energy. And in so doing, if we would listen to Tesla and work with these scalar energy instruments, we can capture the energy of the stars, and that energy can illuminate anything. So it's free energy. You don't need coal anymore. You don't need hydrogen. You don't need to drill for oil. You do not need a wind turbine. You don't have to plug in your car to an electrical outlet. You can use the sun and the stars to power anything. This is where we're going. This is the future.
And why this didn't happen before? If he offered this, he put this on the table. He said, "This is factible. We can do this." What happened?
Yeah, frankly, evil people stood in his way. Tesla wanted to give the world free energy. And if we would have listened to him, the world would have been different, very different today. But sadly, he was stopped. His work was undermined. And later in his life, he was ostracized. Very few people could understand his genius. Well, now we have to reinvent Tesla. We have to re-engineer his work. And in so doing, we will rediscover what he knew, that scalar energy is a different paradigm. It offers the world free energy. And we will change the course of history if we can reinvent his work.
You mentioned some evil energies, presence, people that stop from this to happen. I mean,
yes,
to live from this free energy in the world. But
yes.
Nowadays, you think this is also happening? I mean, there is this part of the system that is not allowing this to happen, or you think the world now it's more open to this new type of energy?
I think many people are open to this. Many people are educated, but we still have these international bankers who are standing in our way. So we have to overcome that obstacle. We will with God's help. So I contend that the future looks bright. That's the pun intended. And we will reinvent what Tesla discovered over 100 years ago.
And what is the new discoveries around this Tesla energy? Because that was 100 years ago, but you have achieved amazing things with in your lab with the things you do with this Tesla energy. Tell us about the new things that we can get from this energy.
I call it quantum health, which is energy health. It has nothing to do with the biology or the physical person. It's the person's aura or their force field. And as Patricia pointed out, I've had great success not working with people, but working with a photograph of a person. You see, when you're working with Tesla energy, you can access the energy field on a photograph. You do not have to be present. So people email me a photograph and I work with their photograph because it's their aura or their energy signal that I work with. So it's a new science in which you don't work with people, you work with their substitute. Their photograph is their substitute.
So you're saying that we have this field,
Yes.
this energetic field,
Yes.
that it's also in the picture.
Yes.
So you put this picture in your equipment,
Yes.
and the equipment take or receive
Yes.
the picture receive the energy
Right.
from that place.
Yes.
So how can that affect the person that is in the picture?
Yeah. Well, a lot of times when you're working with this instrument, it's going to balance their chakras. So imagine everybody has 7 chakras. So if these were my 7 chakras, the instrument would automatically align my 7 chakras. It would align my brain waves. Now, you have to think in terms of energy, of intelligence. It's not a chemical process. So this information, this intelligence will rebalance my 7 chakras. It does that automatically. And the result is people are happier. People say that many times they're not only happier, but they can give up, say, cigarette addiction or drug addiction. Why? Because we're balancing their 7 chakras. This is very promising where we're going with this. It offers the world great promise. It's a new beginning for mankind.
So to explain this in a different way for the audience, so you take the picture to the equipment, and the person through the energy, no matter where that person is, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
Why? Because let's use this analogy. Patricia and I are having a discussion. Okay, she's obviously not here in my lab, in my office. I'm not in her office, but we can share an image through the computer. Well, if we can share an image through the computer, then you could share an image with the scalar energy instrument. Everything is energy. So we see one another through our images, through our computer. And my instrument works like a computer, and it could see my image and deliver energy to my image.
Awesome. I've been in your lab. I have to say this to the people that is watching us right now. I've been in your lab, and it's amazing how this work. And for next podcast, you're going to be in your lab, and we're going to show people how this work. I mean, in the real moment. But I want you to, explain. For instance, do you have like a switch button that you turn on and you get scalar energy, or is something that is always there, or you activate with the Tesla coils, or what is? Tell us some. You activate that energy, because this is at 0.0 energy, right? So it means that is not electricity. So how it works?
Right. Okay. So the instrument that I work with can take an electrical current. I start with an electrical current and I convert it into a scalar wave. So the initial input is actually household current, but it can be changed, it can be modified into a double helix, which is scalar energy. Here's an example. This is a photograph of a scalar wave. You see it's a double helix. This is if you will, a pyramid, a pyramidal construction, and this double helix, okay, is the outcome. Well, that's what my instrument works upon. This final, if you will, double helix, it looks like DNA.
So it means that double helix energy is also getting into us, and that is what it serves to align the chakras and the brain wave. And
when I place that instrument in this functioning fashion, if you will, and I can download that energy, that double helix into me, it will balance my chakras. That's what's happening in practice. A scalar wave is downloaded into my chakras, into my intelligence, into my brain, into my mind. And that double helix will align, if you will, my chakras, my brain waves, even my emotions. This is divine energy. And once we impart this divine energy, we can do incredible things.
So for how long do you expose that image
Yeah.
to the scalar energy?
For 1 hour, I perform a chakra balancing. So every day, people are under the influence of this energy for 1 hour. It's very powerful. Many people say as a result, they can sleep finally. They can sleep without interruption. They have a very deep sleep. So it works. It's an instrument that is unique. And the
I know,
results.
it's amazing. But let's summarize. I know it's like a short podcast today, but let's summarize like the main benefits that people can get from scalar energy
Okay.
when they're when you work with the photograph on the lab.
So I'll make this to the point and concise. When I'm working with this energy, I can balance the chakras. That's been established. We've worked with thousands, actually millions of people around the world, and we can balance the chakras. And then quickly, there's another method in which I take photographs of microbes. This is the herpes virus. And if I would introduce this photograph in the instrument, the herpes virus, if it's identified in my quantum field, the instrument would find the herpes virus and bring it to a state of chaos. So those are two of the functions that we can perform. We ask people to go to our website and you can sign up for the 15-day free session. You can prove it to yourself.
So people that wants to try this scalar energy can right now go to the website, which is scalarlight.com, and take the free trial, and they're going to get 15 days, right? Correct?
That's correct. Exactly.
15 days. And in those 15 days, they are going to be able to receive what?
You'll receive the chakra balancing every day. And we will also perform this, if you will, this germ cleanse or this pathogen cleanse. And we also download nutrients. So the best thing, go to the website, read our material. We have hundreds of articles. And then simply submit your photograph. Send photographs of your entire family. Your photograph, and you can include your friends and family, even their pets if you want. Just get their permission. Everything is done by way of photographs. It's the new science of scalar energy.
So this is why what Nikola Tesla was referred to when he said that also healing was a matter of frequency and vibrations, and this is the future of the healing. Is this the new way to heal, Tom?
It is. It is. It's far superior because we're on the spiritual plane. We're not working biologically. We heal the aura. We heal the information. We heal the intelligence. And we do it through the photograph. We don't work biologically. Working through the, if you will, the chemical domain, working in a biochemical setting is difficult. Working through intelligence energy is much easier.
However, when people get the effects of this scalar energy,
Yes.
it can reflect in their body, and
Yes.
they can even have a detox experience after receiving that scalar energy. Because I mean, I experienced that myself. It's just something that starts on a spiritual level, energetic speaking, but it always goes to your body at the end. So you can experience both, right?
Exactly. So everybody is unique, and we allow people to share their testimony. What you've done is wonderful. Thank you. This is a new science. It's never been duplicated. Nobody's ever duplicated my work. So I have to rely upon testimonies.
Well, awesome, Tom. I don't know if you want to say anything else. We're gonna retake this podcast, and next time we're gonna talk about viruses and bacteria, or maybe hormones, because I had an amazing experience with hormones. I went through my menopause like 2 or 3 years ago, and I found Scalar Light
Mm.
very helpful in that process. So maybe we can talk about that later in another interview, right?
We'll do that. Thanks so much. Why not?
Well, thank you so much, Tom.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Patricia.
Okay, so let me say bye to everyone. Let me remind you guys that you can get into scalarlight.com. That's the website, and there you can get 15 days of a free trial of Scalar Energy. I do receive Scalar Energy myself, and it's amazing. I'm not saying that this is like, to heal everything, but we have amazing testimonials of things that have happened after receiving scalar energy. So this was all for today in Sentir para Sanar, Feeling to Heal. I'm Patricia Carles, and see you soon next podcast. Bye bye. Remember to say like and to follow or subscribe if you're watching this in YouTube. Bye.